Hey, welcome back, everyone. Week 2 of the FFL347 2015 season is in the books. I'm joined here by a couple special guests. Trevor Kelly, the guy who the Trevor Kelly Memorial Award is named after, making his second ever video appearance. Correct? Second ever? First time ever without his stupid dog Stanley biting our feet as we're shooting the video. And we have his close friend, the guy who's actually attached to him at the hip, Ryan Glazier, making your first ever video appearance.
First one, yep.
First ever YouTube appearance.
You'll actually never see one of these guys without the other because they are attached at the hip. So, thanks for joining us, guys. Let's quickly go over what happened in week 2. We had actually 6 people score over 100 points. That's a lot. It's a big percentage of the league scoring over 100 points with these watered down lineups. So, shout out to Trevor, Joe Gianosa, Omar, Jose Moreno, Joe DeMont, and Jameson for scoring over 100 points. As far as the divisions go, I'd like to see what divisions are scoring the most points together as a whole on average to kind of see which division is the best. Mine and Trevor's division, the March Madness champs, we score 81 points on average. The rookies division has the lowest with just 1 point below us. They score 80 points on average each week.
Glad I could bring that down a little bit.
Ryan's in that division. The Gamblers division, nice, showing with 87 points scored each per week. Now, the Pro Bowlers are each scoring 95 points on average every single week, almost 100 points average for all of them. That's remarkable. If you take out Michelle, who's bringing down the pack, the other 3 guys average 106 points average each week. So that's ridiculous. So great job to the Pro Bowlers division, who I aptly named because I predicted they would be the toughest division based on who they have in their division. So let's go over the matchups. First matchup, Trevor beat me. Trevor killed me, I would say. His 2 guys, Roethlisberger and Brown, scored nearly as much as my entire team combined. So Trevor beat me. I did not see this coming. Trevor usually, again, the last place trophy is named after him. So I took it as far as to make him a side wager. Right before the game started, I said, hey, Trevor, let's make a side bet. Loser has to buy the winner a 12-pack. So in case you're wondering why there's a bunch of Sam Adams here, this is what Trevor chose. So here you go, Trevor. Congrats on winning your beers.
I may never, ever win anything again in Victor's League.
True. Or in life. So Trevor goes to 1-1. I fall to 1-1. His bench scored 81 points. His bench would be probably more than half of the team's starters in the league. So great job, Trevor. Next matchup, Emilio.
I hope I don't get fined for that.
We do have a couple fines coming up. As a matter of fact, that reminds me. Let me get my fine calculator out.
Looks like an iPhone.
And no, this is a fine calculator.
Sponsored by Apple?
Made by Apple.
Sponsored by Crusoe.
I'll have to use one of these. So, Emilio beat Nick. Nick, let's see here. Uh-oh. Bear with me, folks.
Sucks when you suck.
Hey, Nick, that is the sound for getting fined $5 because your bench outscored your starters. So, Nick is fined $5. That was originally a $10 fine, but because of the uproar we had when it first happened last week, we have reduced that fine from $10 down to $5. Let's see. Joe beat Jason at Alliant. So Joe Gianosa goes from literally the worst team last week to one of the best teams this week, scoring over 100 points. By the way, Jason, what is your team name? How do you pronounce it? Is it VIP Vag Vikings? Or is it VIP Vag Vikings? Or is that pronounced VAG? VIP Vag Vikings? What is it? Let us know. We're all dying to know what your team name is, what it means, and how it's pronounced. Dustin Fortune beats Ryan Glazier. Ryan, what do you have to say about your team?
I'm the worst.
You are the worst. You only won last week because you played the guy who scored the least amount of points. Because you actually scored the second least amount of points last week. You would have lost to literally anyone else. But luckily you played Joe Gianosa last week, so you got to win. And now you got killed, so now you're 1-1. Dustin Fortune also goes to 1-1. Dustin, pay up. What's going on, man? Pay up. By the way, the last person to not pay for one of our previous leagues was also named Dustin. Dustin Jennings, as a matter of fact. And he has been permanently banned, which is the equivalent of being dead. Permanently banned from all of La Liga's pools. So yeah, pretty much dead.
I'll kill him.
As far as we're concerned, he's dead. Next matchup, Omar beat Kyle. Omar, I think, has one of the best team names with Straight Outta Luck. That's pretty funny, and he has Andrew Luck on his team, and Andrew Luck is out of luck. So that is pretty funny, Omar. Jose beat Jacob. By the way, Jacob, why haven't you paid? Let's find out. I'm going to call this guy right now on the air. He's not going to have any idea why we're calling him. And we're going to put him on blast in front of everyone.
What a douche.
It's a dick move, but I like it.
Yeah, because you did it up until like last Thursday.
I paid.
Ryan has paid. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome. He owes you money. He's not going to answer.
Bitch better have my money.
Man, this would have been too funny if you had answered on the air.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Let's do our usual voicemail.
70408 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
options you need?
longest voicemail of all time. Hey, Jacob, pay up.
Hey, fuck you. Pay us.
Faggot, cunt.
Fuck you.
Fucking pay up.
What do you think? You're Joe Genosa?
Bitch.
Fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
fucking pay.
Jesus loves you.
All right.
And he got killed.
Jake is on pace to get banned from the league. He's 0-2, and he's not scoring very many points this week. Joe DeMont, the guy who made us pause the draft, scores over 100 points again, back-to-back weeks. He actually tripled Michelle's score. If you double someone's score, that should be a fine. But he tripled someone's score. I didn't even think that was mathematically possible. As you know, if you have a bad week, you typically score 60, 70 points. So for someone to triple, they have to score 210 points.
I have bad weeks.
But yeah, Michelle got tripled. We're not going to fine you for that because you're going to get fined anyways. Let me bring up the fine calculator. That sound is elves laughing at you because you're getting fined because your bench outscored your starters. So Michelle, that's a $5 fine for you. Going into the Monday night game, his starters had scored 36 points and his bench players had scored 36 points. And he had one bench player left. So I was hoping to God that no-name bench player who I'd never heard of would score at least 1 point so I could find him. Sure enough, he got 2 points. So, Michelle, you are getting your first ever fine. It's a $5 fine.
He should also get fined because I had one player beat him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Roethlisberger scored 40 and Michelle scored 36 as a whole. So,
Just put that up for a vote.
yeah. So, Michelle, that's pretty bad. By the way, I have a joke for you, Michelle. Knock, knock. Who's there? Owen. Owen who? 0-2. That's your record. Also on your way to getting banned from the league. All right, and then in the last matchup, the matchup of the week, Jameson beat Lucas. Tough matchup, both scoring over 90 points. Lucas, check this out. Lucas is now 0-2, despite being the third highest scoring team in the entire league for both weeks combined. Unfortunately, he played the top 2 scorers combined, Jameson and Joe. So the top 3 scorers are all in the same division. Lucas could very likely be 2-0 if he had played literally anyone else. But he didn't. He's 0-2. Well, he would have beat Ryan regardless.
With his bench.
So bad luck. And speaking of Lucas, he has now lost 8 straight fantasy football matchups in the regular season, dating back to his 6th straight that he lost last year. You could try to do that, and you probably couldn't do it if you tried. You probably have some players score, a bunch of points on a freak accident, and you couldn't do that. But he's managed to do it. So those are the matchups for week 2. Let's go over some quick standings. In the March Madness Champs division, that's mine and Trevor's division, there's a 4-way tie for first. We're all 1-1 with Emilio and Nick. And in Ryan's division, the rookies division, same thing. There's a 4-way tie for first. So Ryan, despite how bad your team's played, you're tied for first, not just in your division, but you're in the same conference as our division. So you're tied for first place in the entire AFC conference. All 8 players in the AFC are 1-1. Literally anyone's game. It's like nothing's even happened yet. Pretty much starting from scratch next week. In the Gamblers division, Jose Moreno has a grip on that already. He's 2-0. Jacob's 0-2, and then Kyle and Omar are tied at 1-1. So Jose, the defending hockey pool champion and the defending March Madness champion, off to a good start here. In the Pro Bowlers division, like I mentioned, Lucas is 2-0. Michelle is also, I'm sorry, Lucas is 0-2, as is Michelle, 0-2. And we have the two guys who are just dominating, Joe DeMont and Jimson Jones, both at 2-0. And wouldn't you know it, they play each other next week. So we'll have one of those guys go to 3-0. That's definitely the matchup of the week next week. And Michelle and Lucas actually play each other next week. So one of those guys, one of those contenders is going to essentially be, I don't want to say eliminated, but one of those guys is going to fall to 0-3. So in case you haven't figured it out yet, the first 3 weeks you're playing the other 3 players in your division. So there's only one matchup you haven't had yet. That's who you're playing this week. So whoever you haven't played in your division, that's this week's matchup. So that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Trevor and Ryan for some tips, banter, trash talk, whatever they like.
If you want to win, play me. If you want to lose, play Trevor.
True so far. Trevor, do you think Roethlisberger and Brown can keep it up?
I'm not sure that they can go 40-27 like they did last week because they aren't playing the Niners every week.
True.
Which is my
Ooh,
team.
So that was bittersweet for you, essentially.
It's very bittersweet. It's actually more sweet than bitter, though, because I expected the Niners to suck this year.
Right.
So if
That's
I can
true.
win money off of them sucking,
You might as well.
I'll take it.
Might as well win, yeah. Now, the good news, even better news for you, is you scored a ton of points, but your bench also scored 80 points. You had like I think the Browns tight end who scored like 30 points on your bench, a couple other players who scored like 20 points on your bench. So that's going to be pretty promising to know, like, even if your players start sucking, you have all these good bench players that you can throw in there, right?
Yeah, and I almost played Travis Benjamin too. So
Yeah.
you'd be getting a fine for being tripled.
Right. Yeah, you would have broke the record for most points scored in a week.
But I'm open to some trades. If any of you people like Ryan and Michelle, or I know Michelle just lost his quarterback and
Tony Romo.
running back. I don't know how long he's out for, but
Who's his running back?
it was Lacey.
Oh, I think he's coming back
He'll be
already.
fine.
Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah.
So, I'm open for some trades. Or you guys can give me a call if you want. My phone number is 209-605-4218 if you want some tips.
Or
kind
if
of
you've got solar for your home.
Yeah, that too. Try to make some money too.
Great, guys. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we say bye to our fans?
For all you Niner pansy-ass fans, I'm open to all bets for October 4th with Green Bay.
Oh, that's right. You're a Packers fan, right?
So,
forgot about that. So you and Jameson are Packers fans.
Mm-hmm.
Several 49ers fans in the league.
yeah, pansy-ass.
We have a
Niner
Rams fan in Jacob. We have a Jaguars fan in Michelle. Steelers fan in Kyle.
That's
So
why
he
his
was
team scored
happy.
36.
fans. Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. Michelle is playing like the Jaguars. Got a Cowboys fan in myself. Got a Raiders fan in Emilio. And a few other randoms. So, all right, guys, that's it for this week. Go hop on the waiver wire. There's a lot of good names out there. Just kidding. Don't. Let me pick them all up. All right, guys, that's it. See ya.